Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own Rainbow Loom Butterfree, as you can see here. I think it turned out really nicely. And yeah, so just straightening the limbs. All you'll need is your hook, your loom, and the bands that you see here. So purple, blue, red, etc. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this with the wings of Butterfree. So these are really the most complicated thing we're going to be doing, and they're not even that complicated, so don't worry. So we're just going to start off with two purple bands leading diagonally into two white bands, and then another two white bands also diagonally. Well, scratch that. We're going to put two purple bands down up there, as you can see, diagonally from the first two purple bands, and then we put the white bands diagonally. So then we're just going to branch out from each of the little pathways we've created, like so. So just going to get all that on there, and then we're going to go once more on each of them, and like I mentioned, we're using two bands every time. Like that. And then I went and got my black bands. And now we're going to take two every time, and we're going to sort of close off the end there with the black bands. And gonna take one cap band and wrap it around the ending peg 3 times like usual. Okay, so now we're going to take one white band and wrap it around our fingers or whatever once so it's doubled up onto itself. Then we're going to make little triangles within the wing so that it sort of sticks together more, whereas otherwise it would be really loose and might just be frustrating. And now we're just going to take it off our loom, well, after building it like usual. And there it is, and I sped through that because it's really lengthy. And there's one wing, so make the other wing now. So now we're going to make the eyes. You're going to need 2 eyes. So you're going to wrap one red band around your hook 3 times, then wrap the other one, well, get another one, then wrap it around the hook 3 times as well. So it's really, really thick because Butterfree's got pretty big eyes. Then you're going to want to take 2 purple bands, hook them onto your hook, and then get your red bands onto those 2 purple bands, like I'm doing, except, yeah, like that. If I can pick it up, and I did. I get it eventually. So, take the other one, and still got problems. There we go. Just like that. Now we're just going to put that to the side. So make the other eye. Okay, so now we're ready to make the next thing, which would be the legs. So we're going to make the 2 legs. I don't know if you could call them legs, but I'm just going to call them legs. So we're going to take 2 purple bands, followed by 3 times 2 blue bands, then 1 ending band wrapped around the ending peg 3 times, then just going to build it all. Okay, so like this. And now we're going to make the arms, which are really simple. Oh, this is also how you make the mouth. So you just put 2 blue bands with an ending band, a cap band, wrapped around 3 times, and you're just going to take that off, and then just make 3 of those total. And now we're going to make the antennae. So we're going to only use 1 band at a time. So you're going to take your black band and wrap it around once, and then you're going to put it down. So it's just 1 band, but it turns into 2 just really tight bands. So then you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to make a nice row of 3, like so. And then you're going to take your ending band, and you're going to wrap it around the last peg 4 times instead of 3. So everything's a little bit tighter, and I was having difficulties with this. And then after you're done putting it all together, you're going to want to take 2 purple bands. You should have just started with 2 purple bands, but if you didn't, that's fine. Like I didn't. And then you're just going to pull everything off. And there's one antenna. Come back after you make the other one. Okay, so now we have all of the parts made. We're just going to start making Butterfree. So we're going to take one purple band, double it up, then we're going to sort of twist it onto the loom, like you can see there. And we're going to do the exact same on the other side. Keep in mind that we're making a rectangle, so just make your loom look like mine. And now we're going to put on the antenna. So just going to have it sticking down like so on the sides. And then just fill in the rectangle. And then after you do that, take the bottom two bands, which is actually just one band doubled up, and then turn them over. Okay, so you should end up with something like this. Now we're going to take the eyes and put them on the same pegs we put the antenna on. So one there, and one on the left side. And then we're just going to fill in the rectangle. That's what I like to say for just putting bands on the other two sides. And then we're just going to take the bottom four bands on each peg and put them up and over the rest of the bands. So if you can see how I'm doing that, I sped it up last time. So you can see how I'm doing that. I'm taking the bottom four bands. I just want to make sure everyone knows what I'm doing and put them over. But I promise I'll speed up the other ones. If you don't like that, you can pause the video. And you're going to put those two bands that are on the top of the wing on the Butterfree, opposite from where you put the antennae and the eyes. And then you're just going to fill in the rectangle and take the bottom four bands on each peg and place them above everything else. And it should look like this from the side, if you could actually see anything. Okay, so now we're going to take the mouth and get it on our hook, and you should have, like, the mouth is just one of the arms basically, and you're going to slide it onto that peg that is in between the two eyes. And that's what it should look like. So then the mouth is just going to stick out and it's going to be in the center of the eyes. And now we're just going to do a row. So I'm going to speed through this. Okay, so on this row, yeah, I think it's row, we're going to do something a bit different. So we're going to take one band each time and we're going to double it up, like you can see on the screen. So, and we're going to just complete the rectangle like that. So, I don't know about you guys, but that wing on the bottom was really getting in the way. So before you put on a row, just push it down with your finger. So every time we're doubling it up, and we're doing this so that the neck sort of has a shape, because when you have it this small, you can't really shrink / expand. So I just did that so that hopefully it would be a little bit smaller around there. And it is. It looks good. You can hardly tell, but it's there. So now we have that row. And we're going to put the arms on, sorry. And we're going to put them on the pegs that were like, okay, so if the two pegs that were surrounding the eyes as a whole, we're going to put them there. So you can probably just see, I'm not good at explaining things. So we're just going to push those down, and then directly diagonal from it, yeah, we're going to put the other one on. And that'll give us little arms that are sticking out. And just be careful with the wings, because mine were starting to fall apart, which is really scary considering you can't really redo them. But I really like how they turned out, so I wouldn't do it any differently. So now we're just going to do a row. Okay, so now we're going to take those purple things sticking out of the wings and we're going to put them on. So it's a little bit fuzzy, but you should be able to see how I'm doing it. They're just going in the exact same place the wings went. And you just have to be really careful because it's a pain to start over. It's okay if you can salvage some of the parts, but a lot of the time you can't. So we're going to take the other wing and do the exact same thing. And we're almost done, so don't worry. It's a little bit of a lengthy video, but not that lengthy. It's not like it's an hour long or anything. So I'm just going to get the other one on there. Now we're just going to complete the rectangle with just our regular 2 purple bands. Okay, so we're finally going to do the leg things. Leg things. Yeah. And we're just going to put them in the exact same place we put the eyes, antenna, and yeah. So they're just going to be sticking out there as half of the rectangle, and then we're just going to fill in the rectangle, and that's about it. So really not much left to this. So yeah. I'm just gonna tell you right now, don't try to stuff this. It's no use. I mean, there's nothing that's gonna fit in there, and the neck was so narrow that I couldn't get anything in here. So now we're just gonna take every single peg off and put it onto our hook. And we should end up like this. Yay, it's done almost. And you can easily just move around his limbs a little bit to your liking. And somehow my paper got all the way over there. So now we're going to take 2 bands, hook them onto the end of your hook, and then slide all those bands we got on our hook onto those 2 bands. So if you've done this before, it should be pretty easy. I've done this a ton of times and I still can't get it right. So once you do get them all on there, you're going to take the other side of those 2 bands and pull them through the side that you had on your hook. And then you should end up like something like this. End up with something like this, sorry. And then you're just going to want to hide those 2 bands somewhere. Since there wasn't really anything I could put them on easily, I could have put them on a leg, but that would have made it stick out at a weird angle. And then, okay, so then you just stick it through something in its body. So yeah, you should end up with something like this. Thank you all for watching this video. Like, subscribe. Bye!